time we get to see him, fellas.
He is a specimen. He looks like he hasn't had a carb since 2005. He has a background in submission wrestling, catch-as-catch-can wrestling, mixed martial arts.
The dude is cut like a knife, absolutely shredded.
And being from Fredericton, I know quite a bit about Jason Boa. I've seen him a few times. This guy hits hard, and he is awesome in the ring.
Being accompanied to the ring by Lady Poison, and she's awesome at his side, and they're a good duo. Quite a bit of success story with these two.
The intensity, the head of the snake pit. With a name like Boa and being a catch wrestler, you know he's looking to constrict his opponent tonight.
And his opponent, weighing in at 235 pounds, at a height of 6 foot, 3 inches tall, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, he is Genesis.
I'm excited to see this guy in action. I talked to him backstage as well. I told him I was more of a Super Nintendo guy, but I like Genesis as well, and it should be a great match. I've seen a lot of his videos. He's a good wrestler.
Well, once again, I need to thank you for going to the Drew Onyx Well of Montreal. But Josh, this guy wasn't just trained by Drew Onyx. He was trained by Jacques Rougeau and Sylvain Grenier.
Yep. French-Canadian royalty with Rougeau and Grenier. Rougeau especially, one of very few men to defeat Hulk Hogan in the middle of the ring is Jacques Rougeau. The Mountie always gets his man. Genesis looking to do the same tonight.
Both these men, Genesis, so tall, Boa, so cut. I'm excited for this styles clash. And we talk about this a lot at Superstars Wrestling, these styles clashes.
It brings the most exciting matches when we bring them in like that. And this guy, I don't usually see Jason Boa look up to people. And he is looking up to Genesis.
Meeting eye to eye, nose to nose in the middle of the ring. I feel like there's no love lost here.
I don't know how often these two have competed with each other. Genesis has an impressive resume of opponents. Anyone from Tony Atlas to Gangrel, also teaming with Gangrel.
Teamed with Gangrel, teamed with the late, great, leaping Lanny Poffo, R.I.P. Faced some of my favorite French Canadians like Frankie the Mobster. St. John is bloodthirsty.
They want violence.
And speaking of violence, you mentioned Just Incredible. He also was in there with ECW alumni like Rhino and Tommy Dreamer, but Jason Boa poses a very different threat.
Oh, Jason Boa, much different style than maybe Genesis is used to based on that list of opponents. Jason Boa is going to, quite like the name Boa, but he's going to constrict. He's going to tie up Genesis. That will be his goal here tonight.
Again, Boa, all-time favorite wrestler, Minoru Suzuki, trained by Carl Gotch. Carl Gotch trained in the Snake Pit, and actually, Jason Boa is set to train in the Snake Pit himself. That catch-as-catch stand, that Billy Robinson style, and you see him applying that here.
Jason Boa can put a chokehold on from any position. He's the master of the chokes.
That's why they call him the choke artist. Look at that, he's rolling around all while trying to control the head and throat of Genesis.
Almost going for like a Darce choke, but Genesis able to get to the ropes now. Kotsab, something I've never asked you about is submissions. What's it like when someone constricts your airways?
If you can't breathe, you can't fight. It wins you. It makes things like kicking out harder. Even if you're lucky and talented enough to escape the technique of a submission, it makes things like kicking out of a lateral press more difficult. You've got less air.
There's control here from Genesis. Brilliant roll through from Jason Boa, so fluid, like a snake, as the namesake says. Nice control here and able to get that back position.
And power. Not only can he get you in a chokehold, he is a powerful individual.
And we mentioned it, I think he's going for that rear naked choke, Josh.
Already going for that. And that's the other thing about a submission maneuver. Other holds, other maneuvers in pro wrestling, you sometimes have to work to it. you might have to work over a body part before something like a choke slam is as effective as it can be. A choke, the bell can ring, and if you get put in a chokehold in the first 5 seconds, game over.
Genesis getting this crowd behind them. We mentioned earlier he faced Gangrel, felt the vampire bite. Will he be snake bitten tonight? But throws Jason Boa out of the ring. And Boa, that core strength, skins the cat.
Again, the power in Jason Boa, you've seen that.
What core strength do you have to pull a maneuver off like that, Josh?
More than I've ever had. I was never able to do that.
Certainly not me either. And a hard Irish whip from Genesis here.
I had trouble getting in the ring frontwards, let alone backwards.
And again, did you see the height on Boa going into these corners, Josh?
And all this is taking the wind out of Boa.
Sternum first, takes a lyric to the back of the head.
Huge club to the back of the head by Genesis.
Genesis, a big man.
We're calling Boa the choke artist, but I think he is trying to get some air now. Going to Lady Poison to discuss some strategy.
Lady Poison, also the eyes outside the ring, able to see things that maybe Boa doesn't pick up on when he's in there.
How important is a valet or a manager or a handler like yourself for these athletes?
You pick up on things that the other competitor or either competitor can't. When you're look at I'm gonna cut myself off here. Look at Lady Poison shoving.
It's the benefit of Lady Poison on the outside.
That is the ace of Jason Boa's sleeve, and he was able to slither in the ring like a snake and cut him off with that diving knee off the apron.
Boa kind of coming off as a fan favorite at first, kind of bending the rules a little bit, using Poison to his advantage.
Look at this textbook cravat into a snapmare. Oh, and a penalty kick to the back.
It's interesting that you mentioned textbook because he reminds me of a fellow New Brunswicker a little bit. Jason Boa reminds me a lot of textbook Tyson Dukes.
Mare Machine's own Tyson Dukes. And look at him just grabbing the nose. What's that like to experience?
Not only is it cutting off airway, which we talked about earlier being so important, it hurts. Being in the nose, one of the easiest ways to bleed.
Listen to the screams of Genesis.
Well, you said it, Kotsab. When he came out, he was high-fiving fans, but now Jason Boa is a little up to a few tricks.
Jason Boa might be learning pretty quick here that playing by the rules against Genesis is not to his advantage.
Handful that black hair and a shotgun drop kick.
Wow.
Drops Genesis, and is this it? Oh, only a one
Only
count.
a one count. Genesis showing that it's going to take a lot more than that to put him down.
But he's still feeling the effects. Oh!
Look at Jason Boa wants a fight.
He's trying to get Genesis to show him he's a killer, and Genesis may be answering back.
Genesis getting fired up here with a couple shots of his own.
You got to wonder too. Earlier, was that all mind games of Jason Boa? The handshake at the start, the smiles, slapping hands on the way to the ring.
I think so, because he lured him into that flapjack.
Just like a snake.
Genesis seeing that, probably thinking, this is a nice guy, this is a sportsman, and now paying for it.
Listen to those. I mentioned the snake pit. You see Boa utilize soccer kicks that were used in Pride FC, and so many of those guys like Sakuraba trained at the snake pit.
Like you mentioned, he's a fan of Minoru Suzuki.
Former Pancrase champion Minoru Suzuki, yes.
Right.
A pioneer of mixed martial arts in a lot of ways. I can't quite see it. Looks like Boa might have a Fujiwara armbar. I can't quite tell from this angle.
I think you're right. It was locked in pretty
Genesis.
deep.
Oh, and look at, did you see that? Grabbing the handful of hair to get that armbar.
Hey, you might not like it. It's smart. Right when Genesis was about to get up, use those long limbs to stand, he got pulled back with that long hair.
And see how fluid he is with transitions. He initially went for a triangle choke. What didn't have it, chose to go for a guillotine.
Yeah, transition from one move to the other, Boa is extreme.
That is the sign of a submission expert, able to adapt and switch to the next submission.
Yeah, he's able to, and look at this already.
Back to the arm triangle.
Yeah.
Or a triangle choke, pardon me.
Holding onto his own foot for pressure was Jason Boa.
Anderson Silva once very famously caught Chael Sonnen in one of these late in the 5th round, man. and you're almost forced to give up. But speaking of mixed martial arts, shades of Rampage Jackson on Ricardo Arona, picking him up and power bombing him.
Rampage Jackson and the Jackson family, not too popular with wrestling fans right now.
Pardon me. Maybe that was a bad reference on my part. My apologies to the fans at home, but what a matchup, Gary.
It is an amazing matchup. This is exactly what I thought we would see when I brought these guys together, and I'm glad the fans are loving it.
Oh! And they say if you cut the head off a snake, another one grows back. Well, I think Genesis just took the head off Boa twice with that lariat and that big boot.
Yeah, look at Boa, doesn't even know where he looked. Boa trying to look for Genesis. Genesis showing he does what Boa and Nintendo don't.
Back suplex from Genesis almost ends it. Look at this, Genesis trying to get the crowd to rally behind him.
Crowd seems to be getting behind Genesis. He's a newcomer, same as Boa, but...
Now we had an intermission here. You know, we don't really talk about it, how tough of a match it is after intermission when the crowd has kind of got up, stretched their legs. They got to kind of get back into it again.
And I don't think I've seen what Genesis just did. It was like a hangman cravat cover. Some innovative offense from Genesis.
Genesis, he's showing the audience here what he's made of. He's a pretty impressive dude.
6'4", 240 pounds, no small man. And Boa's feeling all of that right now. Oh, again, these chops.
A chop, there it is. That first chop, Genesis didn't get a whole lot into it, but he's getting into it now.
Seems to be thriving off this. And we mentioned Japan earlier and how the catch and catch can style. This reminds me of Sasuke and Takayama just going back and forth. Something's got to give, and Genesis wants no part of that anymore. Chooses the kick to the midsection.
The chest of Genesis and Boa matching the ring mat.
This is not going to be good.
Is he thinking pile driver on the ring apron?
Pile driver,
And
power bomb possibly.
The ref needs to get these guys in here, the hardest part of the ring. You've heard it said before.
I do not envy the official Alex Scott right now. I hate to get in between these two. And a bad body drop on the ring apron. And Josh, his leg caught the rope on the way down.
Caught it on the way down. It's not only does that hurt your leg, those ropes are cables, gentlemen. Not only does that hurt the leg, but it also did not allow Genesis to land flush when he took that drop.
I think we classify that as an environmental hazard.
Look out, he's clearing out the front row of children. Where is he going? Get out of the way, where is he going?
Children running and screaming.
Making elderly
Boa,
and young children move?
We already saw one fan get attacked tonight. Boa clearing out a whole section of fans.
What is his plan?
There is a snake loose in the audience.
And almost like a curb stomp to the arm of Genesis on that ring apron. And Genesis severely feeling the effects of that. Jason Boa asks who's the killer, and I think we know the answer.
He's calling for a choke.
Oh, and a diving knee from the ring apron to Genesis into the crowd.
Oh!
What happened, Coach?
I just thought a kid was about to eat a chair.
So I said I don't envy Alex Scott, but he needs to get control of this, right, Gary?
He does. I mean, he almost got hit by a chair himself, but he's trying to get in control. They're back in the ring now, so let's go.
Is this, I can't tell from here, is this a crossface? Okay, no. I thought we were about to see shades of Mr. Bob Backlund with a crossface chicken wing.
Me too. Decides to go
Dragon Sleeper.
he went for the hammer and elbow into a Dragon Sleeper. Shades of Tetsuji Fujinami instead. Jason Boa has clearly done his homework.
Done his homework, and I'll tell you right now, one of the worst submission moves I ever felt was a Dragon Sleeper. You're looking up at the lights, and they get dim by the second.
And
when you're in a Dragon Sleeper.
We mentioned those transitions. Dragon Sleeper into his favorite move, the rear naked choke. There's one. Two. If this hand drops a third time, it's over. Oh, and Genesis showing fighting spirit.
Still alive.
Jason Boa he keeps saying, show me you're a killer. He got caught there at that STO.
The genocide.
He got him.
He got him.
Just like
That was
that.
it.
Wow.
I had it. Boa's back of the head must have hit that mad hard.
He hit the genocide out of nowhere.
Genesis with the win here. And look, Boa might be out of it.
I glanced, I mean, you know, you often hear in combat sports, it only takes one. I looked away for a second, and Genesis hit the genocide to win that match. And I don't think Boa realizes he's lost. He's looking at Lady Poison very confused right now.
He looked away for a second.
Neither
and
of them.
he did
Look,
hit.
I don't think Genesis knows he's won. Guys, that was.
Well, Kotsab, it's very possible Genesis was still half out from that rear naked choke. Even though he was able to get that, prevent the third arm drop, I don't think he was all there when he hit Genocide.
Right. Great wherewithal, whether it was instinct, whether it was not, to hit that genocide.
And look
Because
at
that, and how dangerous must that genocide be that out of nowhere like that, Boa is out.
Not for lack of trying, man. Jason Boa obviously took it to Genesis. Genesis needed official Alex Scott to help him to his feet, and Boa is stunned.
Boa still looks weak at his feet too from that move.
Yeah.
Boa, there's a lot of upside for both these guys. Gary, I hope you bring them both back.
Yes, please. I want to see both these men again.
Yeah.
That was an excellent match. There you heard it.
Rematch.
He's calling for a rematch, and I say run it back. Do you agree?
I agree.
I'd like to see it again.
I would love to see these guys throw down again. That was an awesome match.
Boa had that killer instinct. Another thing too we didn't talk about, the man worked directly for the final boss himself. You gotta wonder what type of tutelage was done there.
That's true.